Great morning, everyone, and welcome to the final episode of Trading with OC, the final course, 0 to Hero Trading. Hopefully, you guys are having a fantastic, phenomenal day today. If you are part of the Piper Academy, we took some trades or some profits like a champ. It was around, what was it, like 7 to 8 trades. That we just basically took profit. I know they've been a little bit on the wait. Some of them has a week because we trade on the 4 hours. So our stance point, it is between 1 week and 2 weeks to take some profits. But other than that, today was an amazing trading day. It was time to harvest and harvest We did. Let me get started with you guys because you guys are the most important part of the show, of course. And we got Week Wife. What's up? Welcome. We also have the one and only Army Viper in the room. What's up, brother? Nice to have you around. Thank you for taking a little bit of your busy time. I know you are going crazy with the house, packing, unpacking, fixing, unfixing. Hopefully not unfixing, but fixing stuff. And also, we have a new face in here. There's at least someone that I have never seen. Iopak or something. Nailed it. Hopefully, that seems to me Russian. Not 100% sure. He says, hello. Hello, buddy. Hello to you. We also have username. What's up? He says, I promised him something to drink. Tomorrow, buddy. Tomorrow, I'm going to be taking a beer here with you guys. I'm talking about maybe what could be evolving the show into or what's going to be the next steps. Or just going and hanging out with the classroom. Week's wife, hola, she says, hola, what's up? Alexander GG, what's up, Alexander G? Welcome, the Queen Mode, hi OC, and everyone, hello, Mark Dodge, what is up? Welcome, Mark Dodge, thank you so much for stopping by. We also have Harp. By the way, Harp, I've seen your orange juice and coffee in the morning market report. Shout out to you, my friend. Thank you so much for all of those orange juice and also those rib chats in the chat for username. We need this to continue. We need more OC. I love it, my friend. Really, really, really love it. I already have a couple of ideas. You know that this is not a spoiler alert, but you know that this course is going to go in the background. Most likely it's going to get refined and will then become part of the community as we teach you guys. But I already have done a little bit of research on our own courses, right? And we have Lunar Beaches in the house. What's up, my friend? And I came up with a couple of ideas, right? Right over the gate, I still feel that we left out some nerdy stuff out of the way, right? I did promise you a 0 to hero course, and I think that we have reached that point, right? At the end of it all, we have gone through trading almost from chapter number 1, which was trend lines, right? Support and resistances. Basically, with all what we got, we experimented on where to take the entries as or pair the tools that we learned, right? So, and as we were building up, we actually created our own indicator based on free indicators. We understand logic about the indicators to build up our own strategy. We talked about support, resistance, trend lines, MACDs. I mean, you name it. I think we hit almost every single spot. But I think we have a couple of things to maybe go over. So like, for example, how to analyze markets. Like, what is the process onto maybe there's a new shiny coin. How could you maybe take on it? Or you're changing out of an asset. Maybe you're going to do some gold, right? Or how does gold compares to platinum, right? Or how to platinum compares to Tesla. Not much comparison there, but like in the trader's standpoint, how would you change your mindset to analyze one thing into another one? And I have actually an Excel sheet that I already have give you guys. I believe that was on chapter number 3 or chapter number 6. Don't quite remember that, which was, what was it called? It was our points on how to trade, right? So first, check out patterns, right? Add your indicators, add your layering. Basically, there you have the top-down analysis, just to change from one asset to another asset class, right? Nonetheless, I think we can go in depth with that. How to evaluate risk, reward, and win rate, which is basically today's session. So win rate versus profitability, right? Or rewards. How to think like a professional. Basically, if you're looking to jump between your paid work to 100% trading, a class on how I did it, and also maybe how Piper did it, how Alex Hard Crypto did it. So you can start relating on what would be maybe the smartest point and what I would maybe change on my decision as I made a transition from a paid work or a day job to full trading, right? Other couple of stuff, maybe we can look into trading psychology 101, fear, greed, hesitation, and revenge trading. Maybe we can do some how props learn from lessons, how pros learn from their lesson, right? So have a diary, which already give you guys a little bit of that insight already. Also, how not to break your rules, and maybe some risk versus fix, a lot of fix versus risk incrementing. Maybe how to scale your account, a safe way to scale your account. Order blocks, liquidity, we already talked about those, but maybe talk a little bit more nerdy into those, and maybe some live trading might bring a little bit more excitement around the channel. Not 100% sure. I absolutely want to develop this. Might be trading with OC 2.0, right? Not to overflow you guys with so much information, but I definitely think that those topics needs to be taken, and maybe we can go from hero to standalone trader, right? Or something like that. I don't know. That's a very boring name. Let me know what would the next iteration of the course we might be titling it, because at this point, guys, you should be profitable. Not only profitable, a good chunk of your money could be coming from trading, right? If you follow all of the courses correctly. So I just took a nap. Kelly says, hey, what's up? Trading Tuition in the house. What is up, bro? Welcome. Let's see who else we got in here. Maybe DI Inked Priet. What's up? Not sure. INKD Priet. Not sure. But I think this is a weird thing that's happening, right? With Discord names. Not Discord names, sorry, YouTube names. So yeah, I don't know what's your username, but maybe you can let me know. All right, so sorry about the coughing. Let's go into the charts, and let's talk about both an indicator that I've been waiting so long to tackle, man, and I think you guys are gonna love it. It's a free indicator. I think it should be a paid indicator. I mean, if I would have made it, I don't know. I just think that it just brings so much value than just throw it out there. Well, it actually got buried between other indicators. So it kind of like it's like the stealth thing. So let's talk about win rate, profitability, and also I'll show you an indicator that I've been holding so long from you guys till this point. All right, let's go to the charts. All right, let's get started first for some things that I'm looking into. So let's get started with Turbo. Turbo, we were expecting to come back down in here, not an entry point, that's fine. That what is plan B? Basically breakout retest. We're looking for an earlier retest right now, right? But are we gonna be entering here? Of course not, because our oscillator is not right there on the flickering option, right? We're also not seeing this continuation just yet, and we do see lack of power on our bullish scenario, which is fine. This is exactly what we want to see, right? Why is that? Because we did not enter on the breakout, we enter on the retest. So far, plan B goes on. The show must go on, of course. And let's get into win rate versus profitability. And the big reveal, of course, it is risk reward optimizer by Chart Prime. All right. So I'm going to tackle this one at the end, and this also gives us numeric values on what things can play out. And let's get started first with win rate. All right. So what is the win rate? We see everywhere in the internet, hey, I have a 90% win rate. I have a 70% win rate. We also see people that say, hey, if somebody says that it's higher than 65 or higher than 75 win rate, don't believe them. They're full of whatever, right? They're full of Ethereum. If you know, you know. Hey, OC. Hey, Frank the Tank. What's up, bro? So you're going to see this battle between traders that says there's nothing above 70%. And other ones that say, yes, I'm 100% profitability or profitable, right? So on and so forth, right? First of all, both are right and both are wrong. That depends the time frame that they analyze, right? And of course, the part of the market that they analyze. Usually this gets tied to a strategy. Let's talk a little bit into strategies. Usually, when we talk about a strategy, we think as a beginner, and we learned this in chapter number, I believe, 1, if I'm not incorrect, we learned that a beginner usually thinks of, all right, my strategy is going to be reversal, a diamond, change of the strength. That's my entry, and I do this every single time I long and I become millionaire, right? So kind of like a 1, 2, 3 step, take it, right? So despite they are out there very nice 1, 2, 3 step strategies, this is not what it comes to a professional when you talk a strategy, right? This is what it comes to a newbie, because a newbie doesn't want to analyze the market, or they tend not to analyze the market. They think there's been just a formula already developed, which basically there is, which is trend lines and support and resistances, right? Other than that, they also confuse having a strategy to nail every single trade, all right? Also, a newbie doesn't remember or doesn't know, right, that you could have a losing strike. And when you have loss after loss after loss after loss, well, then that's when you start getting stuck your losses, and then you need to reevaluate your strategy, right? This comes back to the strategy of beginners. Usually when we see a 1, 2, 3 strategy point, it's because that strategy is created for a certain part of the market, all right? The newbie doesn't know that, or whoever is teaching that, it's deceiving or assumes that the newbie already knows it, right, and doesn't disclose it. So let's see one of those examples. For example, let's go for our, ranging strategy, right? So when I explain you the ranging strategy, we could go and let's go for this ranging here, right? Let's go for something like 1, 2, 3 step strategy. We look you do your trend line, perfect. You do your other trend line, right? Like this. Let's just copy, clone it. Let's push it down, perfect. Then what we do our clone trend line to have our entry point, and then we push it to a little bit higher, and then we clone our other trend line to create our exit or re-entry point. So what's going to be the deal, right? You buy low, you sell high, right? But what happens when, yes, you buy low, right? You sell high, you buy low, you sell high, you buy, back and sell. What happened here, right? And then the newbie doesn't understand what's going on here, right? And then he thinks, all right, I should be now buying. All right, buying, perfect. You buy low, you sell high. And what happens? It takes him out in here, right? So what's happened again? The newbie's just pulling his hair out, right? What's going on with that? And then you buy low, and this is what usually takes the most. You buy low, and you sell lower because you were not prepared for what's happening here. The fear took over control. You had a little bit more in here. You thought was a fake out. You had a little bit more in here. You were saying, oh, I'm back on profits. Now I should be taking the top in here and make a lot of money. And then, nope, you buy low again, right? And then you're running out of money and right out of time, and you are losing your mind because you don't know what to take more money just to buy more. And finally, you sell in here where you said, I cannot do it anymore. You sell out of loss, and then the tempting goes down, and you say it as a newbie, great, I sold before it keeps going down. I'm going to wait for the bear market to go on, and then I buy. And then, oops, I should have hold, or I should have bought, right? I knew it. And then, right? And oh shoot, I shouldn't have placed that one. Oh, I moved it out of the way, whatever. Let's just delete this. And then, right? And then the newbie says, that is BS. That strategy sucks, right? I mean, come on. It's not the newbie's fault in a way, right? It's not the strategy fault in another way, right? I think it's a combination of ignorance, which again, if you're first time here, remember that ignorance, it's not an insult, it's a challenge, man. And you should be taking it. So if you talk about, let's just say, woman. Dude, I'm so ignorant about women. I can barely hold on mine. No, just kidding. But yeah, I cannot read women at all. Thanks God I have a beautiful wife that she understands me. She understands that, and she plays along with me, right? So, but I'm very bad, or I was very bad at that, right? So maybe what other thing? I mean, if we're talking about rocket shapes, I'm so ignorant, right? The point is, do I need to solvent that ignorance? Well, I don't think I'm gonna be designing rockets. So at this point, I'm okay being that ignorant. But if I'm talking strategy, well then, OC, you better respond to that with, of course you do. So of course I do. I need to fix my ignorance on the strategy, right? And learn more, because learning, it opens you those doors, right? Now that we have set down what usually a 1, 2, 3 step strategy implies, right? Usually that is based on win rate, or they tell you, hey, I have a, well, the one that designed it and knew the little tricks like in here, or the one that designed it that knew, hey, we could be having a double top. Hold it, do not move your stop to entry, right? And then push downwards. Or then if it takes you out, don't worry, on the way back down, you re-enter, right? And then if you get a stop loss in here and then you did not re-enter, so you get stopped out, re-enter, stopped out, re-enter, stopped out, you'd never re-enter. You see that? So you knew you were willing to have 1, 2, 3 stopped outs, right? But the point in here is that that guy that did this strategy knew that his stopped out should be minimal, and he could be compounding his savings and knowing that the farther we go into the range, the lesser or the greater the chance to go down or lower, to break out of that range is going to be at, right? So they tell you, hey, check out these new and how many trades we took. Theoretically, we took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Out of how many? Is there another one? No. So this is 100% win rate. You see that? Was this 100% win rate, to be honest? Well, what if we incorporate this stop loss in this stop loss? All right, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Total trades 9, right? Equals 100%, right? 9 times or minus, let's just call 1 stopped out, and that was it. 2 stopped out, minus 2, right? So that will be 7. So what would the win rate be at that point? Let's do a quick calculation, all right? So if we have 7 times 100, we have 700 divided by 900. Oh, wait. 7 times, yeah. We have 700 divided by 9, no, 900, sorry, that was my thing. So we have a 77%. We have a 77% win rate strategy. So what would a newbie do? Hey dude, this guy has a 77% thing. Usually he's gonna go, well, let's round it up to either 75 or 80. All right, usually guys, we'll round it up, right? So they go, this guy has an 80%. So out of 100, I should be winning 8 or 80, right? Or 70 at the worst case scenario. Thanks, buddy. That's the only way that I know how to do math, I guess. Hopefully, I'm not making horrible mistakes. If I do, dude, let me know. But I love it. Thank you, bro. So if we have, well, usually a newbie was gonna think, all right, maybe if I lose just 20% of the trades out of 100, that will be what, 20? All right, perfect. I'm gonna do what, 1 loss every month? All right, let's do it. And then he joins maybe. Oh, here it is. Buy low, sell high. Buy low. Ooh, man, first stopped out. And he goes, all right, 78% win rate, right? And then, oof, again, bro, Jesus. right? And again, oof, Jesus, right? So question, was that a 77% win rate? It was, if you started here. And if you knew how to handle stopped outs, right? So now that we have the deceiving part of a strategy, let me tell you that when I create a strategy, I usually try to either divide it in steps, all right? Or divide it by length, or explain what are the boundaries of the strategy, right? Remember something that I always drill your brains with, it is the Wyckoff schematics, right? When we see a big dump, that's exactly when I tell you, hey guys, it's time to start looking for the Wyckoff schematic, and then apply to the Wyckoff schematic our ranging scenario. When do we know that we could be looking into? Well, when we have the characteristics. What are the characteristics? Well, coming down, little range, V-shaped recovery, high, not higher than the previous range. Perfect. You got your setup to get started with, right? And then what I tell you, you buy low, you say, well, I also give you the explanation on how to figure out your lower point, your higher point, right? And then you buy low, you say high, you buy low, you say high. But remember, when we learn range trading, and please go watch that episode if you're missing that one, because remember, these courses are not gonna stay uploaded for long, all right? So when we do this, we hedge every trade, which means that your total profits are cut in half per trade, right? But the little winning scenario, it's at the end of the range. Because by hedging this, what happens if we hedge this? Well, when we are in this scenario, our short keep printing. In our long, it's already long gone. It's stopped out. That's fine. We knew that was coming. All right. Let me clear this up for a little second here. Right. And then when we range trade, we know by hedging we could be taking this beautiful thing. Well then, what's up next? What else do I usually teach you guys? I usually teach you guys on how to segment to get started with a trend, right? In fact, remember, I almost always start with zoom out, zoom out, zoom out as much as you can. In this case, I think we went a little bit too, I don't know. To zoom out, let's just double click. Perfect. Then we adjust, and what we do our trend line. All right, great. Now, what are we looking for? We're looking for a trend breakout, and then what we do, we can look for sweep of the lows, higher lows, breakout retest, and there you go, your setup, or your 1, 2, 3 step trending or trading scenario, right? All right, we already have nailed down the base strategies, right? So how one can be deceiving, because if we always do these trend lines, well, then you'll see a higher win rate. But at the end of it all, my strategy as a professional is just piecing together my range strategy, right? My trend strategy, my topping strategy, my bottoming strategy, right? My indicator knowledge, right? My basic theory, right? And of course, my pattern seeking skills. So, or just basically looking at the range, not the range, just zooming out and seeing what is the deal with the thing, right? So based on that, that creates my own strategy, right? And a strategy is not a 1, 2, 3 step. It is like a 10-step, 20-step analysis, right? Let me see if I can find this really quickly. And I know this is going to be changing a little bit. Let's go for my drive. 1 second, please. And, all right. Well, I'll just bring it back here. It was getting primed step by step. Go search it out. It's on, I believe, chapter number 1 or 3, if I'm not mistaken. I also published it on the Piper Academy. And this is my whole strategy, guys, right? It is how do I do my analysis? You follow that same strategy whenever, and that includes your range trading, right? Your buy low, your sell high, where you're supposed to get out, how to set your stop loss, how to get your entries, how to manage your win rate, how so on and so forth, right? So go search it out. I'll leave it here in the comments once this class is over. Nonetheless, that is a pro strategy. It's not a set of 1, 2, 3 step I long, 1, 2, 3 step I short. No, it is a analysis strategy that tells me here is the most likely point to bounce up, so you should be longing, or this is the most likely point to bounce short, and that's where you short it, right? So that is a strategy. Now, let's think that your strategy gives you a lot of money, right? Let's go for that, because we all want to get rich quick, right? Let's go tackle that one first. Remember, this class is win rate versus profitability. This is where the good thing starts. Let's add, or let's do a big range. For example, this case, we know we buy low, we sell high. We buy low, we sell high, right? We buy low, we sell high, kind of stuff, right? Perfect. Now that we know where we're going to be studying it, let's go for something like, all right, what is my profitability? Let's just say that in this case, I take every trend line, right? And let's do one that actually fails a little bit. Every trend line breakout retest I long. Perfect. No other stuff, right? So let's go for that one. It's an incomplete trend. So here is my trend line. Breakout, retest, my long. And what happens? Stopped out. All right, that's fine. Remember, this is an incomplete one, right? Then we have another trend line in here, right? This one here. Breakout, retest, or pullback, right? And then what happens here? I long. All right, perfect. Now this one, let's go for this one right here. All right, let's also say, just for the sake of this example, that we only do, I don't know, 1 or 2% trades, right? So every trade, it is a $50 win and a $10 losses. So we're always aiming to win more than with what we risk. All right. So right here we have $10 lost, right? Right here we have a $50 win, all right? Because we won that. Then what happens? The next trend line, there is a trend line here. It's not about the breakout. Oh, this one actually played out very nicely. It's not about the breakout. It's about the retest, right? And then we do a short. Short. And that was a very nice one, right? And we win it. Again, just for the sake of the example, we have another $50 in here, right? So let's do it. Let's just say here. So we have -10. We have +50, we have +50, right? And then what do we have? Another trend line here, breakout retest, and then win rate, right? Where is it? That is a long. We nailed it. Perfect. There it is. We have another 50. There we go. And what happens here? We have another trend line, right? And then what happens? Breakout, no retest, or pullback, and this is a what? No entry. All right, what happens here? We create another trend line. There's no trend line. There is no trend line. There is no trend line. I don't see any trend line that I can actually follow. Maybe this one, right? If we zoom in a lot. Right, maybe this trend line. Right, breakout retest, and then, oh, this was a loss. All right, let's go for that one. It was supposed breakout retest, aiming too high, nothing, stopped out, That's a minus 10 right there, right? Minus 10. So we keep doing this, right? Let's just say that, all right, let me just go for a fast one. Oh, there's another one in here. Breakout retest, right? Going for the top here and stopped out, minus 10. Right, and then we have a big trend line in here, breakout retest, off we go. This one was a good one. This was a 50, right, all the way here. Then we have this other one, breakout retest and lost. So short position in here. There we go. So we have another minus 10. Oh, come on. Right, and then I have another trend line here. No entries, no entries. Another movement to the upside, no entries, right? Breakout, maybe pullback. Let's go for this pullback in here, right? Because we have a beautiful movement. Pullback, right? We were supposed to go low, and in this case, long breakout rate, that would be a short position. Short position here. We nailed it, right? Another trend line here. So that is a 50. Trend line here, breakout, no entry, no entry. All right, so not trade taken, right? Breakout, mini retest, not really a breakout retest to be taken. No entry, no entry, no entry. Breakout retest, here we go, long position. And this one was a win, right? No, almost no drawback down. Breakout, retest, and not really a retesting here that I could see. And maybe if we do this as a trend line, breakout retest, a win. By the way, this is actually giving me a surprise how big of a deal breakout retest is. Actually, I was expecting to have more losses. All right, so what else? I think that will be basically it. All right, so we have another 50, another 50. Perfect. 50 and 50. All right, so how is our count? In this case, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then 12, 13, and 14 that we could not take. All right, so 14 trades equals 100, right? We took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, right? 11, yeah. 11 would be what? That will be 100 times 11 equals divided by 14. That will be a 78%, 78% of the total 100 trades, right? Out of which, if 11 we consider be 100% out of the ones that we were able to take, right? We were only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 equals, what is it in here? So 7 times 100, 700. Divide that by, what was that? 11. We have a pretty respectable 63%. All right. So we have an actual strategy that is 63% win rate. All right. If you are onto it, right? So, and this is including trades not being able to take, because we didn't have an actual retest, but we did have a trend line, right? So you're dead. For what, bro? You know, I'm not sure. I'm not following. All right, so whatever. We have a 63% strategy right here just for trendline breakout retest. That's a pretty respectable win rate, right? But what is our profitability, right? We earned 50. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 trades. Our profitability was out of 50 times 7, right? So 7 trades for times 50, $350, right? What was our loss? 10, 20, 30, 40 out of $40, right? Our loss was a $40. What, and this is important, guys. I'm not gonna calculate this because it's gonna take forever. Well, not forever, but it's gonna be a lot of math. But let's do, all right, what was the leverage that we were doing? 10x, 20x. So out of your wallet, how much would that be for you to put a, what? A 50 trade win rate 1-on-3. What is your leverage, right? So you calculate that, and let's just say that out of your what? Out of your whatever wallet, you have a 63% win rate. Win rate, right? Let's just say that you had, let's just go for 1,000, right? 8,000 USD wallet, and you were using X leverage, right? But out of that 60% win rate, you only earned $350 minus fees. Let's just take, for good measure, $10 for fees. 340. What is your actual profitability factor, right? Out of 1,000, if 1,000 equals 100, right? 340 equals a what? Let's do that little math in here, right? Bear with me because things are gonna get started getting a little better, right? So that will be 340 times 100 equals, and you divide that by 1,000. So that is only a 34% gains. Which one sounds better? 70% win rate, 63% win rate, or 40 or 34% gains? You see that? So despite we have an amazing win rate, our actual profitability factor, it is way lower, right? So I want you guys to analyze this for a second. Once again, this strategy, it is a 63% win rate. But if we have a $1,000 account, our profitable factor, it's only 34%, right? So a win rate of 63 give you a 34% win rate, or profitable factor, right? So you see how maybe you have a 90, I mean, we were very close, look at that 70 to get started with, right? If we even consider like that we could have, right, or that we couldn't have our 100% out of the, our 14 out of 100, if we only measure the 11 traits, we would have an actual 70% win rate strategy with still the same 34% profitable factor, right? So profitability does not equals win rate. Let me give you another fun example. I promise you zero math on this one, all right? Zero math. Let's just have an indicator that gives us the very bottom of things. And I think I know which one I'm going to be pulling out in here. I'm going to going for, let me bring this up, chart prime oscillator, right? And I'm going to be giving, only this one here. Let's just change this. Let's see, MVP oscillator, click OK. Let's give it 1 second. And then I'm just going to, remember, we're just analyzing for now this part, all right? Just not to make a infinite video. So in that part, every single time I'm going bottom and I hit a support, I'm taking the win, all right? So I already know that I have a support. Where from? From these other highs, right? So maybe a little lower. There we go. High, 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 high. Perfect. Let's just translate that right here. Perfect. I think this is good. So every single time that I hit that low and I have a support, right? I'm gonna take a long. So let's go for it. So long position, let's just do it with pencil. Where is it? Where is it? Come on, come on. Where's my pencil? Here it is. So bottom one, oh no, there, here we go. Right, bottom one, win rate 0, 0, right? Next one here, not really played out, right? This one here, all right, this one played out, so 1 out of, what is it? Let's just go for 1, 2, 3, right? So 1x, 2x, 1, we did it here. Let's go for the next one right here. All right, this one, I don't know, could have been, but then it didn't actually play it out. So that's another x, right? This one right here did not play it out. Let's go for this one in here, all right? And did not play it out. Another one that did not play it out. This one here did actually play it out very nicely, all right? Let's go into this other one here. This one also played out very nicely, all right? So we have 1, 2, but we could be interpreting these two as different positions on the same chart, right? So we have 2 there together. What else? This one here did actually play it out because it went to the top. We have another 3 here, 50-50. This one all the way down here, and this one did play it out. This one right here, this one did not play it out, right? So we have another X, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And X's, we have 1, 2, this one 3. Oh no, this one did play it out. 3, 4, 5. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's a 50-50. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. So in this case, this was a 50-50. So a 50-50 win rate, so just a 50% win rate. Remember, every single one is 10. Let's go. 10 times 5. That is going to be 50, right? And 50 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How much it gives us? 50 times 5. Let's go. Let's do it. It's 250. 250. So a 50-50 win rate does not equals a 50-50 profitability. Does that make sense? So out of your 1,000, this is still lower, but you actually played out with lower profitability. Sorry, win rate. You see that? So lower win rate, you get a lot of good action here. So let's go for another example. Let's just say that you have every single time that you get stopped out, you get stopped out in small, right? So you lost small, you win big, right? You lose small, 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 and you win big, right? So maybe in here you're not capped to 50. You're doing, I don't know, 200, right? And 200. But you can cap to $10 in here. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 losses equals $7, $7 of loss versus $400 of win, right? So you have a, what is it? That is a very awful win rate because out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, out of 11, you only won 2 trades, right? But you made much, much more money winning those 2 trades instead of just based on those, 10, 9 losses. All right, so 9 losses give you $70 lost, and 2 wins give you $200 win. All right, let's go to the fun part. Now theory is over. Let's go to the fun part. Let's go to the chase. All right, let's add our risk reward optimizer here. All right, the first thing I want you guys to notice, it is that we do have a lot of lines. Each line shows you your strategy, all right? And your basically your stop loss versus your taking profits. So for example, right here, your entries in here, your stop loss is in here, your TP1 was in here. So you took it? Not really. And stopped out. Then you have your next one in here. Let's go. Let's see it. Right here, your entry, right? Your entry, you're first taking profit, and then you stopped out, all right? Then what happens in here? Your entry, right? And your first TP1, TP2, TP3. Hey, this one actually makes you a lot of money. You see that? So let's go and clear this up, and let's see right here. This is pure math. Let me double click in here and explain you what's happening in here. If we go inside, you're going to be seeing your entry point. It's internal, which means internal of TradingView. You could also choose external and choose other indicators that you may have your own, that you could have access to, and they're optimized by working with this risk reward optimizer. All right. Nonetheless, let's just keep it an internal. In internal, we have a lot of things. For example, external, we just ignore external because we're not using external. Internal settings 1. RSI, we're going to be trading on the RSI solely. All right. And then we go low here and we do length of the RSI 14 on crossovers, because we can do bigger than or lower than. Remember that your RSI goes from 0 to 100 and the value equals 40, right? So the value equals 40 only applies if you are greater than 40 or 10 or 30 or I don't know, 70, right? Whatever you want in here. Or you can leave it on crossover and this number gets ignored. Let's get started with ignoring this number. All right, so we have an RSI of length 14 over crossover. So basically when the signal crosses the line. All right, perfect. Once the RSI plays out like that, and let's do it. Let's actually add our indicator. Let's do an RSI. Oh, but this is primed. Let's see. Oh, come on. I don't want to type it all together, please. Perfect. Here is relative strength index, right? So let's go in here. Let's go for length 14. Perfect. And crossovers, right? So where do we have a crossover? Right here. You see crossover, your entry. You see that? Crossover, your entry, right? Crossover, your entry. Look at how many trades we're losing, just so you know. All right. But here's the thing here, the important part. First, your ratio. What is your ratio? Your win reward ratio. When you put your long in here, what's going to be your win reward ratio? 1. If you get a win reward ratio out of 1, you have taken a total of 114 trades. You have 60 trades on win and 54 trades lost. That gives you a 52.63% win rate. But it gives you a profit and loss of 18. All right. Let me ask you, what would you rather go? Amount of money made, right? Or amount of trades won? Remember, that's not the same. For example, let's take a look at here. A 229% profit and loss. Come on. 229% money made equals, what is your win rate? 27% win rate. Guys, if I tell you, hey guys, I have an amazing, mind-blowing, right, shitty 27% win rate strategy that I want to sell you, What would you tell me? Let me know in the side chat. What would you tell me if I'm trying to sell you a 27% win rate strategy? Well, after this class, you're going to be telling me what is your profit and loss percentage, of course, right? So that will be the first question. But usually, what would a newbie be? What would a newbie tell you, right? He will tell you, that's BS, bro. I want a 90% win rate, right? So it's almost like if we go low or lower in your win rate, the better profit and loss factor we have, right? And look at our profit and loss factor, it's only 1.43%. The trick is, look at your stop loss or win rate or your ratio. You have a 5 ratio, which means your stop loss, it's way lower, right? Way lower like that. You see that? I would tell you, I can do better. Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, what is it? 27. Hextall fan. All right, but the point in here is that it almost looks like the worse we're doing, the more money that we're making, right? The point is that when we make one of those big movements, right? Like for example, let me see which one we nailed. Like this one, look at the profitability factor and look at how high we got. We nailed that much money, right? That all small losses, they don't really matter. Because look at this last trade. Look at this entry, look at your stop loss, and look at your profitability factor. Right? So here's where the psychology of trading jumps in. New traders ask, what's your win rate? Experienced trader asks, what are you profitable? Exactly. Are you profitable? Exactly. That is key, brother. Absolutely. Trade tuition, bro, you know your stuff, of course. You can lose 7, but win proper risk management. Exactly, man. The 3 wins can make you money than you lost. Exactly. Much more money than you lost. Yeah, of course. So usually we're trying to find a balance, right? This is what I would go for this one. But then remember that at some point, and here's the thing, another thing that you need to understand. How big is your wallet and what was your max drawdown? Guys, this is not taught anywhere else. Anywhere else that I've seen. What is your max drawdown? Why? Because if you have 110 drawdown, hey brother, it doesn't matter if you have 1,000% win profit and loss factor, because you were below your freaking wallet amount. All right, so I would say that we need a balance between something above 30 to 40% max drawdown per win rate and whatever win rate there is, right? So I don't care about the win rate to be just the ratio, right? Ratio over drawdown. Why? Win rate kind of like it makes sense where you are not a patient trader, because you're going to be seeing loss over loss over loss over loss over loss over loss, and you're going to lose your mind, right? And then you're going to pull out right before you take the big hit, right? I mean, come on, you could be waiting for X amount of time, which in this case was what? You waited for 75 days before you take your first win, before you take 2 winning trades. Are you willing to wait that much? Let me know. I mean, I wouldn't, right? I know the numbers and I know I should be sticking to those, but really, that gets on your head, man. I don't know about you. And I think this is true with every single trader. When we're talking about pure winning factor, I don't think there's no trader that can hold that long without more than two wins, right? They want to see it. It's in an absolute thank you, my friend. Really appreciate it. And that's the psychology factor. That's why I tell you, I'm an impatient trader, right? And my profitability, my win rate needs to be around 63. Anything below 63, I lose my head. I lose my mind. It doesn't matter if I sacrifice. For me, it doesn't matter if I sacrifice profit and loss, all right? If I can hold 63, because 63 for me, that's my breaking point, man. I cannot, my brain doesn't process, doesn't understand it. I know the math, right? I know that maybe I could stick to a less win rate or for a worse win rate strategy and make much more money, right? In secret, that's why, and I do it, but I don't see it, all right? Here is my big secret. We have on Chart Prime, we offer bots, all right? So the point with the bot, right, is that you can go into your indicators, go into your, for example, and by the way, we only offer this on Black Friday. So guys, I told you last time, I don't know, we didn't have this, right? And not promotion intended. But last time I told you guys, if you can get this deal, get it, because it's game changer. All right, so let me show you really quick. You go to, I don't know, let's see, where is it? You get with, you go to invite only, you go strategy builder, all right? You add your strategy builder. This, in fact, just so you know, when we release this indicator, a big bingo, a big, hey, eureka moment came to head. What if we take this to the next level? What if we make this an actual trade bot, right? What if we just put everything that is missing out there, right? We know we have big tools. We know we have profitable tools, right? What if we give you the full control of it, right? And then you don't need to depend on going crazy over win rate versus profitability, right? That was exactly what this happened. Let me show it to you really quickly, and then we move on, right? Strategy builder. We click here. We started our starting balance 1,000, whatever, right? Leverage, we can do, I don't know, 3x leverage. Base value, I don't know, $100 per trade. Let's go for $50 per trade. Layer count. Layer, remember, if we have, when we divide our entry, 2, right? How many layers? Let's go for 3 layers. So our trade value, if it was 100 divided by 3, 33, let's go for $30, right? 3,690, perfect. So we can layer 3 times in, right? Enable reinvest. So what we win, we're gonna also reinvest it. So a whole wallet, all right? Reinvest factor, let's go for 100. We want to invest everything, right? So we're growing the wallet, right? And preset custom, we have presets in here, right? Let's just do custom. And for example, let's do trend. Or let's do what I just want to show you, Nebula Navigator, right? And by the way, this had I'm Strategy Builder Plus. All right, this is a testing sample. This is the Nebula Navigator, for example, was I don't quite remember, but it was, I don't know, Bitcoin, 15 minutes, Bitstamp, right? Something like that. So it doesn't mean that it's going to play it out on every single asset, right? I don't remember which one was this, but let's just go for it. And then we have the paid version of TradingView. Let's open this up. Oh, not that one. Maybe, why is it so small? Oh, I know why. Let's go like this. Let's see, strategy builder. Oh yeah, my bad. We can, here we go. All right, so we have already a profit and loss. Here we go, for 14%, right? Max equilibrium drawdown, 1.8, perfect. That is fantastic, right? Total trades out of 17. And profitable trades, 60%, 64%, right? Your profitable factor is 1.5. Guys, you know how big that is? Remember, let's turn this off and let's bring up our risk reward. Out of a 1.34, we have a 229% gains. You see that? 1.4 got us somewhere around 248% gains. Over time, come on, where are you? Oh yeah, I know why. I know what's going on. I turned off. Sorry, my bad. Over time, because right now we're just visiting a very small. We just on 17 trades, right? So over time, if we're able to get a 1.54% factor, what do you think is going to be our profit and loss? Of course, it's going to get higher, much higher, right? What if maybe in here, right, we go and, oh, come on, dude, I'm just doing newbie stuff in here. All right, let's just go and let's just do, for example, I don't know, let's go for 50, 100. All right, I have 1,000. Let's go. Why not? Let's go for $500, right? Perfect. Let's click OK. Let's let it think, do its thing. And then let's go and check this out. Where are you? Clicking here and then moving this up. All right. Did we change anything? I think I need to. There we go. Not much of a change. Oh yeah, that's not much of a change because we haven't changed a number of trade taken. All right. Nonetheless, if you go to performance, you can see, look at that. One trade won $47. One trade, what is it? Loss, I think. Loss, gain, loss, right? So we have 2 out of 3, but amazing. I mean, just take into consideration that this took just a huge percent up, right? Just so you know. So we get all of these metrics, right? Or here it is. Oh, those are our trades. Perfect. 16, negative, plus 13, plus 8, negative 13, negative 9, negative 16, 774, 14, 9, etc., right? So the point is that right now, and I'm trying to be completely transparent, right? When I talk about profitability, right? Let's go here, risk reward. I'm talking about this in here, right? When we're talking about win rate, it's just amount of trade wins. Remember, win rate is not how much money you made, all right? You can have an amazing win rate, but if you don't manage your stop loss, you could be losing money, all right? Now that we have talked about psychology, in every trader, guys, I guarantee you that every single trader out there, maybe not every, most of 90%, 99% of the traders right there, they have their sanity win rate. All right. Sometimes they can go to 30% win rate sanity, right? Right. I mean, I don't really care. My threshold sanity is 63, right? Going lower than that, I go nuts, even if I'm winning money. All right. But my brain cannot process that, right? That is something that I need to work with. How do I counteract this? By using Chart Prime's trading bot, right? Not a commercial. We are associated with Chart Prime. I give classes in Chart Prime. I'm a master instructor, and I'm also head of support on Chart Prime. Just so you know, complete transparency, right? Go, guys, and download this free indicator. This is gonna help you set your strategies based on things that you have, and they are free. For example, we can go for, let's change this in real time, right? I know we're passing over, but I think this is the most important chapter after completing and knowing how to trade. Because at this point, you can evaluate your strategy, right? And see how profitable it is over time. And this is fantastic. This is fantastic. Let's go, for example, for the MACD. Remember I told you, the two last chapters, or the previous two last chapters, we looked at MACD and RSI. I told you guys, I don't use them anymore, but it's important to watch them and see them, right? This is the actual why. I did keep it a secret, right? I still also stand behind. I use other indicators for me to trade with, but when I'm configuring bots in here, this is what I do. MACD, we can configure MACD. Let's turn on MACD and look at that. What is your, and by the way, you can change this in here. Let's see if I do remember. Here we go, highest max win rate. All right, if you're a newbie, you're gonna choose win rate. All right, if you see right here, profit factor or profit and loss. Usually, profit and loss and profit factor, they tend to give you the same one. I keep it on profit and loss. All right, look at that. At this point, the MACD, traditional MACD, it has a 32% win rate with 154% profit and loss. What is your max drawdown? You need to calculate that. This doesn't give it to you, right? How do you do that? Well, then you process all of your trades and see the accumulation of losses should always be lower than the 100% of your wallet. You need to add a factor of every single time that you get stopped at, you lose how much money. All right. So that's why I usually like to go above or around 30, 40. If you really want to push it 60, right? Your total amount of your wallet. But look at that. That is crazy. 154 over, what is it? Over how many total trades? Over 62 trades? That is pretty nuts. What's your win factor? 32. What is your major win rate? 52%. But that is almost the smallest, almost the smallest profit and loss. Look at your actual smallest profit and loss is 9. And that is a 25% win rate. So whatever you do, do not use a 1-to-3 ratio. And that's freaking funny because this is the most advised win rate ratio, 1-to-3, right? So you can see here, if you're doing 1-to-3, man, you're just getting a cosmic kick in the ass. All right. So what are you going to be doing in this market conditions? Well, then you can go here. Where's your best profit and loss in here? Maybe it is 154. How many trades? Is it 32? Well, maybe we can push into a better win rate like 42, 125. Oh man, this looks fabulous to me. Look at that. Win rate 47. Great win rate. All right. It's not, I don't think you're not gonna be going crazy over this. I don't think you're gonna get stopped or get liquidated. Maybe use a 2x right on this, or better yet, just use a spot trading bot in here, right? you need to calculate your max drawdown. That is important. And based on that, well, then you have a 47% win rate. So you're losing more than you're winning on trades, but you're still making 123% gains. I think this is a good sweet spot, right? Because I mean, win rate 20. Oh, I'm not going to be able to hold this, to hold sanity over a 20% win rate. But a 47, if I'm seeing the profit and loss 123, and I run my calculation of my max drawdown, I think this could be it for a grid bot, or just for a custom bot, right? I mean, don't want to go over a chart price bot. Don't go to 3 commas, right? Or TradeStation or whoever. I don't know. Not recommending anyone here. Just telling you that, guys, this is pure gold of an indicator. And also remember the difference between win rate and profitability, right? So this is the last chapter of Trading with OC. Tomorrow we're gonna have a party in the channel, so hopefully you can come in here, bring your beers. We're gonna be drinking 1 beer because I'm sick. I'm still sick. Nonetheless, maybe mixing beer and a flu medicine might make things much more fun. Not sure. Don't do that. But other than that, guys, thank you so much for joining. Let's see what happens after this chapter. Let us know, please, on the comments and on this video. Let me know What are your feelings? You want this to continue? Maybe you want me to nerd into a couple of other indicators, strategies, live trading. You want this to transform into just hunting coins. Let me know, guys. What is it the next step? Or will you want me to maybe build up the next Trade with OC course? Maybe from what we're supposed to be trading heroes, right? So from hero to what? I don't know. Let me know. Hero to over hero. I don't know, man. Give me ideas. Let me know if you like this content, and how would you like it to continue. In the meantime, I think we're gonna be taking a pause of maybe a week or so, and we're gonna bring up whatever you guys let us know. All right. So other than that, guys, thank you so much for joining, and I see you tomorrow for the party. Don't miss out the party, and I'll be waiting for you here as always, guys. Thank you so much, and see you tomorrow.